Hi, this is Kenzo. Right now, we'll try to talk about the brand new guitars and why it's still, might be the best option sometimes. So, on my the previous video, I made some guidelines on how to buy secondhand guitars, and this is more for why sometimes brand new is still better. So, we'll not talk about warranties because other shops have different warranties and have different policies and everything. So let's get to it. The only best benefit I see on a brand new guitar, aside from the bragging rights that you brought it brand new, okay, that's different, is that you will get it on what you expect it is to be, like what's on the spec sheet. Okay, so what I mean by that, like, yeah, you expect no dents, no bad history on the guitar, like having a damage, a broken truss rod, or something like that. The pickups are stock; they're not being changed. Okay, why are those my examples? Because on the second-hand market, the reason why I made that first video is because I know there are a lot of sellers that will sell a guitar with a broken truss rod, and I've seen them. They're, you know, it's something that they just don't want to like spend money on. The problem is sometimes people buy it and they don't disclose it. So, you know, you get my point. The next one is on there was this guy that bought a second-hand Fender US Standard. So he paid good money on it. When I plugged it in, he said, "Can you check find something that's wrong?" It didn't sound like a US Standard. The reason when I asked him, can I open the pick guard? And I saw they were not they were not the Fender pickups. It was only covered by the Fender, Fender covers. You could know that if it's a Fender cover or if it's another brand. So when I checked inside, it wasn't the Fender US Standard pickups that it supposedly should have it. So it was changed by cheap knockoff pickups. It's not even branded. So after that, he cannot contact the seller anymore. So that's the those are one of the stories I know, and there's a lot more of stories I know in the shop that they have had bad experiences buying secondhand guitars. So that's my point. Like if you're going to buy a secondhand guitar, you have to know what you're buying. Like you should know how to inspect, because honestly, a lot of people are, oh, it's a good deal, but you suddenly go there, you suddenly buy it, you take it home, and tada, you have another new great problem that has begun. So it's always nice if you can afford like to buy a brand new guitar. Like so now, those are the best things, like no history of anything bad, it's pristine, whatever you could expect from the spec sheet, it's what's there. That's the good thing about a brand new guitar. Now, if I were to buy a brand new guitar, where would I buy? The first big store, well, in the Philippines, okay? I still live in the Philippines, is JB Music, number one. Then there's Lyric, they also have good stuff. Then the other stuff that I'm more into, uh, they're, oh no, not more into, but these are other shops that I know sell that have good customer service and they reply really fast, is Nelden Music, Guitar Pusher, Jolly Music, Music Gear Distribution. And this might sound cliche, but this guy has a lot of brand new guitars as well. Pre-love guitars. He has a lot of brand new guitars there as well, and you can ask him to get uh, guitars outside of this country that are not available here. And yeah, he's also a good guitar player, so he can really inspect the guitar before it gets to you. So for me, these are shops that I can trust, with you buying a brand new guitar. Okay, so this is just for a small. It's just small talk. It's just my opinion. They're on the shops and why brand new guitar is still a little bit better when instead of buying second hand. So take care.